Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this special East of England Tourism Awards webinar event. I'm Stephanie Griffin, Events and Promotions Manager at Local IQ and part of the team that organises and delivers the awards on behalf of Local IQ. Again, this year we are working in partnership with Visit England and in association with Visit East of England, along with Visit Cambridge, Essex, Herts, Norfolk and Suffolk. So we are pleased again to have Ho Seasons as our headline sponsor. A massive thank you for their support of the awards, as well as our category sponsors, Swiss Camplings, House Percival, Ensour's Chartered Accountants, Everard Cole, Cottages.com and also Adnams. Today I will guide you through the application process and giving some top tips for producing an award-winning entry. And today I shall also welcome Brendan Padfield of the Unruly Pig, our winner of last year's Taste of East of England Award category. And Brendan will be sharing some of his views on why businesses should take the time to enter awards. This session will last about 30 minutes or so and is being recorded, so will be available to view again on our awards website. Please do keep your camera off so it doesn't disrupt the recording. You can submit questions at any time via the chat, and we will try and answer questions at the end of the presentation. So on to what we will cover. So in a bit more detail, here are the areas that we will cover this morning. So I will talk about how our awards run and the link in with the National Visit England Awards for Excellence. I'll be covering why businesses large and small enter the awards and what benefits they have received as a result. I will then go through the entry form, giving you all the information you need to submit your best entry, where I'll share some pointers and top tips. And finally, I will explain what happens next. As I said, we'll be sharing this deck and the recording on our website, but do make notes of your own as you go through. And as I say, submit any questions and we'll try our best to answer them at the end. So with that very much in mind, I will now take you through the awards entry process. So to start, I just want to talk through the timeline on how you can expect the process to run. So 19th of July, the awards launched. We've been accepting consumer entries and business entries already. They're starting to flow in, so really positive start. 17th of September, entries will then close. Judging will begin then shortly after this. Round one of which will be paper-based, with judges reviewing individually each of the entries and scoring against set Visit England criteria. The scores will be combined to determine a short list of businesses for round two, and the round two judging will be complete in two ways. So that will be either an organised meeting at your business premises or through our judging partner, Insight 6, who will send out suitable individuals to complete an anonymous visit at your premises to judge again against that set Visit England criteria. The events team would be in touch to organise this either way, in booking a meeting or agreeing on a complimentary service, for example. The 5 finalists in each category will be selected following round 2 of judging, one of which will be the winner of the category overall. Judging will be complete by the end of November, and then shortly after, all businesses will be notified of their standing in the awards and given feedback. If you're a finalist, you'll be invited to the event and asked for various information for the rest of the campaign. Then January 2024, the finalists will be announced in one of our lovely finalist supplements. This coverage will be available in print and online and available in all of our relevant titles connected to the awards in the East of England. And we'll obviously encourage everyone to shout about it as much as possible. There'll be lots of noise around the awards at this point. Then February 2024 is when the event will happen. Do keep an eye out very soon for the venue and date, which will shortly be announced. Following that, we will have the winner supplement detailing the event featuring all of our winners and finalists. Following each of this, each individual winners have features, so the content doesn't stop there. Businesses will have access to promo materials as finalists from that announcement, and further promo materials following on from the event as well. Due to our partnership with Visit England, they will complete their judging of the top 3 businesses in each category, and then invite any business that has been selected as a finalist to the Visit England Awards for Excellence, of which we had 5 businesses go through last year, which was absolutely amazing. So, why do businesses enter? The awards are part of a journey, which we believe is all about being the best you can be. So by entering, you'll enjoy a number of benefits. Everyone likes to win, but whether you or not you achieve an award on the night, we believe your business will be better as a result of taking part. So by applying, you'll be turning a spotlight on your operation and showing how to look at it from the customer's perspective. By comparing yourself to other businesses operating in the same field, you will challenge yourself to be better. And at the end of the process, you'll be well on your way to achieving excellence, and this can have a positive impact on your bottom line. Finally, customers will pay a premium for a better experience. Staff will be more motivated, settled, and committed, and your team will have a shared sense of pride and purpose, and you'll be working towards a common set of goals. So let's hear from Brendan Padfield of the Unruly Pig. The Unruly Pig were last year's winners of the Taste of East of England Award, and also went on to gain a silver nationally at the Visit England Awards for Excellence. So hi Brendan, and thank you for joining us. Congratulations again on your win and your national silver status. A great achievement for the team.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for those very kind words, Stephanie.
Lovely. So, Brendan, the Unruly Pig, what motivated you to enter the awards?
Well, probably your second slide really summed up it summed up it all. I'm not sure I can usefully add a whole lot more. What I would say is a few sort of perhaps truisms. All publicity and all of that is the adage, and all publicity helps, whether it be blatant publicity that we were lucky enough to get via the regional and then national awards, or the, if you like, the subliminal, just those lists that on your website or in the varying regional papers of these are the entrants or those who've been shortlisted. So publicity, I'm a great believer in it. Secondly, to your point, and I concur entirely, validation, it is actually great for the team. We spend an awful lot of time trying to recruit and retain staff, particularly post the disaster of Brexit. We all know how it's hit hospitality. The vacancies are huge, and so we're all fighting for the same pool. Those places that come across as caring, motivating, but more importantly, somewhere where they can be proud of, which was your last bullet point on slide 2. I've seen the effect on the team, and these things do matter. They do encourage, whether in this life or in my former life where I did something else, if you have a team that's proud of the organization that you work for, and when they're asked, who do you work for? Oh, it's the Unruly Pig or whoever. I think those things matter. So that's why we entered.
Amazing. And what did you learn from the process, and how has it benefited your company?
Well, an awful lot is the answer. And I didn't know this when we entered, but what I would encourage anybody to do is proceed with your application. I mean, they're time consuming, but I guess it's worthwhile. My team, my head chef has been lucky enough to win a number of awards. Yet this is the only set of awards where we've had seriously comprehensive and objective feedback, which really impressed me. Not only the willingness for the people who carry out your audits to come and meet me personally and go through it, but the document they produced and I think it's probably the most objective set of awards I've ever encountered. The the criteria adopted will obviously vary according to category, but what I got was a blow-by-blow breakdown of what we've done right and what we've done wrong, and the detail was incredible too. The speed of turnaround of the bill, how long when they got the bill, how long did it take to pay? Was the place well lit? I got feedback on the individual members of staff. One of them particularly resonated because they were very praising of my staff, happily. They sort of said very nicely and politely, one was a bit miserable. Well, I knew who he was immediately, and we've worked on him. So I think the process was very therapeutic because you do learn and it causes you to focus upon your differentiators, and where you're winning through and where you need additional training.
Absolutely. And just to obviously note to those listening, we have the, as mentioned earlier, the Insight 6 categories, and those are the ones that have that full report following on from the awards, but all of our other categories do also receive feedback too. So overall, it's a beneficial experience and process to go through.
Absolutely.
Do you have any top tips yourself in completing the written application?
Only what I briefly mentioned, because plainly the criteria will vary from category to category. Focus on your differentiator. As businesses, we should be doing that anyway. It was taught to me in my former life that if you are the same as everybody else, well, you're just going to be chased on price. And that point, Stephanie, goes back to your first slide about profit. People are prepared to pay for excellence, well, within a level of toleration, of course. So focus on your differentiator, because in life and in your businesses, and you know this already, so forgive me patronizing you unintentionally, if you don't have differentiators, then you're going to be chased on price inevitably. If we served fish and chips, we don't, I love fish and chips, by the way, then we would be compared, well, down the road they do it for $14.95, how come you're 17? Apply the same thought process to your application. What are our key strengths? What makes us stand out? Because it's those hooks that the judge are going to be looking for. And if you are the same as everybody else, then why would you be a winner in your category?
Absolutely, 100%. And finally, obviously, as I previously mentioned, you were lucky enough to be shortlisted in the Visit England Awards.
Yes,
and
indeed,
you attended the event and took the silver spot in your category nationally. How did that feel for your business to sort of make it to that stage?
Well, obviously, it was a source of great pride for the team, because regional recognition is important and valued and wonderful. But to actually be able to say to the team, do you know how good you are? Do you know how good you are? We've actually made it nationally. And even though we didn't get the top spot in the end, it deservedly went to this amazing restaurant. It's got a Michelin star and it's eco-wonderful and therefore deserved to win. We got silver and we were really happy with that. And the national publicity that attracted was noticeable. People would come in. We are a destination restaurant. We do get people traveling from afar. But people would come in and mention this. It was great. And other considerations aside, and this isn't the most compelling reason, it's a cracking night out. I sent our management team, they came away, and it was at the Harry Potter studios, and they met the hotel inspector. So it was a great night, and it was great for them. It was great for the team morale, and therefore you come full circle back. It was great for their pride and motivation.
Absolutely, I can imagine so. Amazing. Well, thank you very much, Brendan, for your time.
My pleasure.
Very insightful, and hopefully it will help those that are with us this morning.
I hope so. Good luck.
Lovely. Thank you. Perfect. So on to our next slide. So the application system itself. So we use an online system called OpenWater for the entry procedure. You don't need to register just to access details about the awards. We have all of that information on our categories and criteria requirements on the awards website itself. However, to enter, you will need to register and complete the application forms online. On our website, you'll see that we accept nominations from customers as well as business entries. So for all nominations that we receive for businesses from your wonderful customers that come to see you, we then contact the business itself and give them the good news and ask you guys to submit a business entry into the awards. That business entry is required so that the judges can review the application and you are considered in that category. So the system is very user-friendly and we'll obviously be on hand to help if you have any queries, and you can save your entry as you go along and come back to it, so you don't need to do it all in one go. There are some extra things to note that will help you make full use of the system. So you can delegate the application to a colleague if necessary. The system will strip out any formatting attached to data that you cut and paste across from another source. So if you're using cut and paste from a Word document, you'll need to use Control-V rather than the paste option. Therefore, you must also double check all formatting, especially URL links, for example. Text boxes will cut out at the word limit. So there is a word limit on each of those boxes through the form. Anything with an asterisk is mandatory and the application will not submit until those fields are completed. You will not be able to access or amend applications once the entry deadline has passed. So be sure that it's all complete and correct, and double check that your application has been submitted and it's not marked as incomplete. There is no limit to the number of entries that you can submit, so you can enter any categories that you feel are relevant to your business, and it is free to enter the awards. So if you are going to enter more than one category though, don't just cut and paste the same answers across all of your entries, but ensure your answers are tailored to the relevant category. For example, if you run a small hotel with a restaurant and wanted to enter small hotel and taste of East of England, you will need to provide different information for each entry, with one relating to the hotel side and the other the food. And just remember to save everything as you go along and press submit before the deadline. If you have any queries with using the system, obviously please do, as I say, contact us at any time and I'd be more than happy to help. So, on to the entry form itself. So the start of the entry form is not scored. So it gives you an opportunity to provide background information for the judges. So please list the business name as you wish it to appear in all publicity materials, certificates, presentations, should you then be taken on to be a finalist. So start off with, you'll need to provide a 120-word promotional description of your business, focusing on its strengths and standout features relevant to the category you are entering. So do take a bit of time crafting your words, as they will be used potentially in PR and awards literature if you are shortlisted as a finalist. The same goes for the images. So please make sure that you use landscape, high resolution photos that showcase your business, again, relating to the category that you're entering. Importantly, make sure that you only include photos that you own the copyright for, or if it requires a third-party credit such as a photographer name, there is a box for you to include their details. Those images will be used by us and potentially Visit England if you're successful down the line. Moving on, you have 250 words to briefly outline the story of your business. So the length of time has been trading, time under current ownership, looking at your target markets and typical customer profile, key milestones in developing the business, indication of size of business, number of staff employed, if any. The final element in this section is to look at awards, ratings and accolades that you have received in the last 2 years, including any that relate to COVID-19. You should include the title, awarding body, level and date achieved. They could include anything from TripAdvisor Certificate of Excellence, Green Tourism Award, any local awards, for example. And then for specific categories like Accessible Inclusive Tourism Award, there may be other relevant awards. For example, Disability Confident Employer Scheme, annual awards for accessibility. There is no requirement for your business to be quality assessed. However, if you have independent quality assessments or mystery shopping reports from the last 2 years, you can upload them if you wish. So for each question, you have the option to provide evidence to back up what you have said in your answer. This is not compulsory, but you might want to include links to the pages on your website that include information relevant to the section you're answering. Judges will do a thorough review of your online presence and will surface most content. So if you are providing additional information over and above what is publicly available, make sure it genuinely adds an extra dimension to your answer. It's therefore not generally necessary to link public pages on your website or provide additional photos unless illustrating something specific from within the application that can't be found elsewhere online. If you want to show the judges any behind the scenes information or data that is relevant to your application, you can include links to hidden pages on your website that are not viewable by the public. And any information provided in supplementary evidence in an attempt to get around the word count limit will be disregarded. So do just be aware of that. We now move on to the scored sections. So you need to provide links here in your to your online presence in relation to the category you're entering. So that's links to any business pages, profiles on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and then any specific links to custom review listings for your business, so TripAdvisor, Booking.com, Facebook. As part of this review, judges will be looking for evidence of your commitment to accessible and inclusive tourism and ethical, responsible and sustainable tourism. So links to your accessibility and sustainability information are requested. And then any other sites not listed in your entry will also be looked at, so you can't hide any bad reviews or lack of engagement. So they really do dig deep. If you go through to the Visit England Awards for Excellence, this section will be revisited by the national judges. So make sure that all your digital platforms are up to date before you submit your entry and maintained throughout the year. As we said at the beginning, that these awards are all about excellence. So the judges will be looking at how you excel in this area and how you engage with your target markets. So on to your top qualities. So remember that the local competition is just the start of a journey that could end up being the best in the county. So think about not what only makes you the best in your area, but potentially the best of the best across England. So think about why your business is impressive compared to your competitors. Do your customers say you are the best? What is the most frequent comment that they make about you? And why the experience you offer is so memorable. So really consider all of the areas that your business excels in. So services and facilities offered, care that you give to your staff and visitors, sustainability, accessibility. Think about the ways that you are innovative in your field. So what do you do to ensure every element of your business is excellent, basically? Caring for your customers. So really think about how do you delight every single customer that comes through your door? How do you make them feel special and provide them with amazing memories to take away and want to return? And how do you ensure your staff are the best ambassadors for your business? Is this through recruitment, induction, training, rewards, for example? Why will guests shout about you to all of their friends? So it's really thinking about sort of through all of those points. Marketing and promotion, obviously a massive factor in all businesses. So some elements of marketing are baseline that every business should be undertaking. So you need to show things that you are doing out of the ordinary. So it's important to show the full journey of the marketing activity. So how did you identify the need or opportunity? How did you use this to influence what you did? How did you monitor that effectiveness and the activity? and amend or change if you needed to? And how did you ensure the activity was integrated across all platforms, including social media? What was the impact of that activity on your business and overall the bottom line? So specifically on accessibility and inclusivity, it's so important to stress that this aspect is part of what judges are looking at in all categories, so not just the Accessible and Inclusive Tourism Award. It also makes business sense, as 1 in 5 people in the UK have an impairment which may affect where they choose to stay or visit. So improving your accessibility benefits all customers and does not always require major or expensive changes. Simply providing a free accessibility guide for your venue can help you be more inclusive for people with a wide range of visible and hidden impairments. So tourism businesses with improved accessibility appeal to a wider range of customers. So it's not just disabled customers who benefit, it's families, older people, and practically all of your customers in one way or another. Customers may want more information in advance, which is why your accessibility information should be easy to find on your website. As in other areas, the initiatives should be across the business and not in silo, and your team need to be on board and well informed. So answers to questions are encouraged to include details of facilities and welcome for people with a range of accessibility requirements. For example, this may include information provision, adapted customer experiences, accessible facilities for people with a range of impairments, or staff disability awareness training. So consider information you have available, such as information and interpretation in alternative formats, clear and easy to read signage, printed information, and then when it comes, for example, to accommodation, information on the accessibility of places to eat and visit. Also giving further information around facilities and services available. Finally, staff disability and accessibility awareness. So are the staff confident in serving customers with accessibility requirements? And are staff aware of and familiar with accessible facilities, services and equipment that you have available? So can all customers enjoy the same level of service and experiences? On to your recent improvements. The judges will be looking for what's new, particularly if you have a success in the awards in the past. When it comes to recent improvements, this question is for you to tell us about up to 5 ways in which you have developed your business and or improved customer experience over the last 2 years. 1 or more of the following example areas may be relevant to address in your answer. Only include examples of improvements undertaken in the last 2 years. So that might be promotional initiatives, improving the skills of you and your team, facilities and welcome for people with a range of accessibility requirements, managing and improving environmental and social economic impacts, and then reasons for making the improvements, i.e. is that driven by customer feedback, an approximate date of improvements. It is also helpful to provide the reasons for making the improvements. So if it was driven by customer feedback and the date of when, again, show the full journey. Why did you do it? How did you do it? And how did you embed sustainability into the plans? What targets did you set out to achieve? And how have you monitored outcomes and outputs? So on to your results. So ensure to detail 3 successes from the last year, providing figures where relevant. So 1 or more of the following example areas may be relevant to address in your answer. It's not mandatory to cover every area. Whether you're able to attribute success directly to any of your improvements that you've made, percentage increase in occupancy levels, visitor numbers, sales, customer satisfaction and wastage reduction, percentage increase in online bookings, increase in repeat business, business generated from marketing activity, growth of social media following the engagement, and the significance level of impact on your business. Then on to your future plans. So you may be excellent now, but judges are also looking for how businesses will continue to evolve. So a truly outstanding business never stands still. So tell us about 3 ways you will develop and promote your business over the next year and the reasons why. So one or more of the following example areas may be relevant to address in your answer. Again, it's not mandatory to cover each area. Continued adaptation, diversification and resilience building as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Facilities and welcome for people with a range of accessibility requirements. Managing and improving environmental, social and economic impacts. For example, this may include a carbon reduction plan, energy and waste monitoring, green transport, community initiatives and responsible purchasing. Expansion, upgrade of facilities, enhancements to your services, and improving the skills of your team. Marketing and PR, including partnerships with other businesses, and operational efficiency. So it is helpful to provide evidence of how you have identified the need or opportunity and the impact you are looking for it to have. So on to top tips. So our top tips are: avoid hesitation. So be specific and confident in the information you're supplying. Repetition, do not duplicate. And then deviation, make sure to answer the question. The questions are specific, so once you've drafted your answer, read the question again and challenge yourself to tighten your response. If you can convey what you need to say in less words than allowed, do not feel the need to pad out your answer. A common mistake is to provide the answer you want to give rather than answer the question that has been asked. And finally, be specific and use data and evidence facts to support your answer. Moving on, highlight why you are different and what your best qualities are. Try not to overcomplicate it. Really just reflect your passion and personality, showing how you act on feedback and any potential mistakes that have come up and how you've learned for those. Don't forget accessibility and sustainability, and embrace those review sites. They can be really beneficial throughout this process. Read through the form twice to make sure it's perfect, and just be sure to review and submit on time. So what happens next following your entry submission? So round 1 of judging, as I said, will be complete paper-based. The judges will review the entries, submit their scorings, and this will determine the shortlist of businesses for round 2. Round 2 will take place one of 2 ways, either as an unannounced secret shopper style visit. We will contact the shortlisted businesses and gain confirmation of a complimentary experience and explain the process for this, or it will be an organised meeting where we'll be in touch to schedule a meeting with the judges and most appropriate person within the business. The judges will score against the set Visit England criteria and input their scorings, comments and feedback, and these will determine the top 5 businesses in each category who will be our finalists. We will advise all businesses of their status within the awards, providing varying levels of feedback as previously mentioned, depending on which stage of the competition that you got to, receiving positive and constructive comments all the way through to a full report from Insight 6 if you completed round 2, which, as Brendan mentioned, can offer invaluable information for your business in receiving one of these reports. It really does highlight areas that you're doing well, but also offers some more in-depth feedback for your business to take on board. The event will take place in February 2024. As I mentioned, date to be announced shortly, so keep your eyes peeled. And during this time, the top 3 in each category will be judged behind the scenes for Visit England Awards for Excellence. And if you're a finalist, you'll be contacted by them directly. So with that said, if anyone has any questions following on from this workshop. If you would like to contact us via all.awards@localiq.co.uk. Thank you again for joining us, and thank you to Brendan for also offering his insights into the awards. Thank you very much.